Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from Revolver Music. It's a topic I don't think I've covered a single time on this channel about one of my I guess passions, if you will, which is I am a metalhead. I've been listening to metal for over 3 decades at this point, and I saw this article and I was like, I'm curious to kind of see what is on here and if I've listened to any, and I did go through this already. There are a bunch on here that I have listened to, but I'm also probably going to go end up re-listening to some of the, or I shouldn't say re-listening, but listening to some of these for the first time after this, just to kind of, give an opinion on them. So we have the article again from Revolver. When was this dated? May 22nd. So this is from a while ago. So, but it just came across my Twitter feed uh, the other day. And at the time that you're listening to this, I should say as well, I am on vacation, hence the non-actual news uh, content of this video because I did not take my rig with me. I am not keeping up on the current events, so I'm kind of pulling a semi Dave Rubin sort of thing. Um, and I will be back to go over current events probably fairly soon after this premieres, but while I'm out, we're going to just do fun stuff, not actual news stuff. So, 10 greatest metal songs over 10 minutes long from Maiden to Mastodon. So it says metal is one of the few rock genres where long, complex songs are commonplace, but you'd be surprised to learn how few tracks actually surpass the 10-minute mark, let alone great ones. Iconic Metallica suites like And Justice for All and To Live Is to Die come just shy of that. Yeah, I believe they're like in the 9-minute range threshold, and their fellow symphonic thrash maestros Megadeth barely scratched the 9-minute mark with their longest cut, which is 2001's When. There's even bands like Avenged Sevenfold, Mastodon, and Tool, who you think of as some of metal's most loquacious titans, don't really venture beyond the 10-minute meter all that often. Frankly, that's probably for the best. Especially or extraordinarily long compositions usually would have been better if they were broken into individual parts or just trimmed of excess fat. Below are 10 songs over 10 minutes that actually justify their ambitious run times. I start with Octavarium from Dream Theater, a band which I know really well because they are my all-time favorite band. I've listened to this song dozens of times at least. I don't even think it's their best song over 10 minutes. Definitely not over 20 minutes because this song comes in, I think I want to say 24 minutes. It's in that area. I don't even think it's their best song over 20 minutes. And they have one song that actually, their longest song is 42 minutes long. Yes, you heard that right. But yeah, so I'd say the longest song over 20 minutes that I think is the best is probably Change of Seasons. And over 10 minutes, there's a list. I'd have to go through it. I'm going to refrain from naming something here because I'm definitely going to miss something. So it says Dream Theater's Octavarium says Dream Theater doesn't write songs. They don't write songs. They write goddamn suites. And Octavarium is one of their mightiest, clocking in at 24 minutes. This five-part title track from their 2005 LP, which is called Octavarium, a concept album themed around the musical octave, is a towering spectacle of prog metal ambition, operatic, psychedelic, heavy, shreddy, and dizzyingly complex. That is all true. But again, I don't even think that's not Dream Theater's best album by far. That's not their best songs. Probably not even the best song on that album. But okay, fine. That's this person's opinion. So we have Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner from Iron Maiden, which I have listened to, but I probably need to go back and listen to it again. I'm not like a huge Maiden fan or anything like that. They were kind of one of those bands that, like, when I was in high school, which was the mid 90s, that just kind of nobody in my group listened to them. Them and Judas Priest were like the two that I just missed in high school. So I would, again, I've heard this song, but I need to go listen to it again, and I probably will. It says Bruce Dickinson once described this song as the closest thing you're going to get to an Iron Maiden symphony movement. That's a badass way of putting it. While Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner is no longer the lengthiest track in their catalog, and that would be 2016's Empire of the Clouds, the Power Slave conclusion is hands down their greatest flirtation with classical music magnitude. Yeah, I can go check that out. Then we have Machine Head Clenching the Fists of Dissent. It's the opening track, I can tell you, on the album called The Blackening, which is a fantastic album. And this song is an absolute banger. So, yeah, I'm a fan of this song. And I like Machine Head. I've been listening to them since their first album. So, after floundering a bit around the turn of the century, Machine Head rediscovered themselves on 2003's Through the Ashes of Empires, then followed with The Blackening, their second bona fide masterpiece after 1994's Burn My Eyes. Though I'd probably throw Through the Ashes of Empires in there, too. Those are the three best albums. Burn My Eyes, Through the Ashes of Empires, and The Blackening. Says the band came out firing on all cylinders with its beastly intro, clenching the fists of dissent. It's ambitiously long for an opener, but Rob Flynn and company sound fucking monstrous on this thrashy, pummeling banger. The 10 minutes breeze by. Sorry for the F word, it's a part of the article. And I pulled a Ron Burgundy and just read what was right in front of me. And yeah, the 10 minutes kind of do breeze by on this one. You don't really feel it. So good choice there. It says Mastodon Hearts Alive, which again I've listened to, but I don't recall it. I'm not a huge Mastodon fan. Don't mind them, but they're not usually my thing. So it says Mastodon would master longer song lengths on 2009's proggy masterpiece Crack the Sky with an E. It says, but the Titanic closer from 2004's Leviathan was their first foray into truly epic runtimes and to our minds still their best. The churning, throttling, sea-sickening Hearts Alive sounds like the action-packed battle on the album's cover are personified, a momentous, widescreen climax to Mastodon's greatest musical achievement. So far, I have all of these albums, so I could listen to them whenever I want to. I don't necessarily need to use the YouTube link. Let's keep going. This is Meshuggah, so we're down to another one that I own. Meshuggah's I, which is an EP, and I think the song. Yeah, I was just about to say. I see 21 minutes there. I was going to say it. I think it's like a 21-minute song. So this is a mere 6-minute Meshuggah song makes your brain feel lobotomized. So what about a 21-minute Meshuggah song? Like some of horrifyingly awesome medical procedure that hasn't even been invented yet. It says billed as a one-song EP, the Swedish Maestro's 2004 stomper I is possibly their most intense release, just due to the sheer stamina of its battering extreme metal savagery. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this again. And what I plan on doing is listening to all the songs that are on here, uh, just to kind of hear everything, and at least the ones that I know really well, like Clenching the Fist of Dissent from Machine Head and Octavarium by Dream Theater, I don't need to listen to again because I know them well enough. But the other ones, I like, such as this, I can definitely go listen to again. Opeth Goes to Perdition, another song I know very well and don't need to listen to again. So it says, perhaps no song better balances the light and dark of Opeth's sound than Ghost Reveries' supersized opener, Ghost of Perdition. I don't even. That's not, Ghost Reveries is probably Opeth's second best album in my opinion to Blackwater Park. I think everybody agrees that Blackwater Park is their best album. I think this is their second best album, and I don't even think Ghost of Perdition. I know for it's on here for this because it's over 10 minutes, but it's not the best song on this album. The Bang of the Hounds is probably one of them, or the what is it? I am totally forgetting the name of the song. The other one that had the music video for it. Was it The Conjuring or something like that? Oh man, I am fading on that. It's been a while since I've listened to Ghost Reveries, but I own it, so I can go listen to it whenever I want. Anyway, it says perhaps we did that. So it says bandleader Michael Ockerfeldt was still showcasing his powerful guttural roar and delivering concussive extreme metal riffery in 2005. But just when you think you're listening to a death metal song, the demonic growls give way to an angelic voice, and the music turns positively serene. And that's what Opeth is really, 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 really good at. Says that said, don't get too comfortable. There are twists and turns aplenty on this roller coaster ride. And one thing I'll say about Opeth for people out there that are like, "Oh God, metal, can't listen to it," especially if it's got like death metal stuff. I got into Opeth from someone who doesn't listen to metal, and in fact said that the only metal band they listen to is Opeth, and it was their favorite band. Okay, and there are a lot of people who are fans of Opeth who are not heavy metal people, but absolutely love them. So if you're not, maybe give them a shot. Their early stuff is very much in the death metal slash black metal vein. Then they kind of went to uh, more of a progressive death metal sort of thing. So there's a lot of clean vocals in like their mid-career stuff, and their stuff from the last 4 albums, 3 or 4 albums, I want to say. I'm thinking about in my head anything from what was it? Was it Heritage on or whatever the album after Watershed was? Are all clean vocals. So they've kind of moved into like a heavy rock type sound at these days. So maybe we'll get into more of the recent stuff. So there's kind of something there in their discography for everybody going down. Sleep, song called Dose Smoker. I've never listened to Sleep. I've certainly heard of them, and of course, that means I haven't listened to this song. So this Dope Smoker is perhaps the quintessential long metal song, taking the 63-minute behemoth, preferably in a dorm room with plenty of potent smoking material on hand. Yes, Sleep is a sludge metal band, and I don't smoke anything, so I won't be able to do that. But it is a rite of passage for fledgling metalheads. Its album filling length could be just a novelty, but instead, Sleep's legendary drone epic, and that might turn me off to listening to it because I do not like. I guess I mischaracterized them. Sludge and drone is a little bit further down the slow way, and I'm not a fan of drone music at all in metal. So this one would be tough to get through. And if I listen to this one, it's going to be the last on this list that I listen to, that I either go back and listen to again or listen to for the first time. This would be last, and because it's the longest. So it says its album filling length could be just a novelty, but instead Sleep's legendary drum. Okay, we did that. I am repeating myself. This is a great long song and an important one at that. Yeah, I'll still give it a shot, but yeah, I'm not a fan of that type of music. So we have Slipknot with Iowa again, another song that I've listened to. Don't remember it. It was a long time ago. I'm not like a massive Slipknot fan or anything like that, but I have it so I can listen to it whenever I want. So Slipknot don't wander beyond the 10-minute mark too often, but when they do, they make it worth the maggots' while. The maggots the name what they call their fans. It says Iowa's psychopathic closing track sees Corey Taylor inhabiting the mind of a deranged necrophiliac. Well, that's fun. Writhing and caterwauling into the darkness while his bandmates deal out some of the heaviest, sludgiest, gnarliest noise the Knot have ever captured on tape. Brutal. Yeah, I can go back and listen to that one. I think Slipknot's fine. And then we have Tool with, is it Seven Empest? I know it's Tempest, but it's like you're saying movies these days where it says it's Expendables 4 and it's spelled Expend 4 Bowls. Or that horror movie M3gan or Megan, but the way they have the E stylizes with 3, so M3gan. So this is Seven Empest, we'll call it that, instead of Tempest. It says for a band that's become identified with epic runtimes, Tool surprisingly doesn't or don't have all that many. Why do they keep using "don't" wrong? This Tool surprisingly doesn't have all that many compositions that actually top the 10-minute mark, especially if you don't count multi-song suites on their latest album, Fear Inoculum, which I'm not really a Tool fan. I like their earlier stuff that was kind of just more like, had more rock to it. Their stuff these days, like I just listen to it, I'm kind of like, why did everybody like that? Like what? So maybe it's me, probably is me, but whatever. But again, I'll go back and listen to the song. I don't have a problem with that. Because every non-interlude track on that 2019 opus breaks into double digits, and our favorite is Seven Empest, we'll call it, a propulsive rager that brilliantly fuses the in-your-face fury of their alt metal roots with the trippy prog of their latter days. I do own this album as well because usually if you say like I listen to a band, it's I have all their albums because I'm just the completist like that. So yeah, I have this, so I'll go listen to it. So the only one I don't have so far that I can just put on right away is that song by Sleep. And here comes the second one that I do not have, which is Typo Negative's Black Number One. It says Peter Steele didn't give a shit about brevity, which enabled Typo Negative's music to take so many explorative twists and turns in the time frame of a single song. They have plenty of over 10-minute knockouts, but you can't argue that Black Number One isn't, well, number one. Had one psychedelic, campy, sincere, tuneful, crushing, and progressively structured, Type O's goth metal landmark earns every minute of its 11-minute runtime. And I don't really know much about Type O Negative. I didn't listen to them at all, but I can certainly give that a spin. Not a problem. That's the end of the article. So there's two on here that I've never listened to and don't really know much about the bands. That'd be Type O Negative and Sleep. And the other ones I've either listened to and don't remember them, or I've listened to quite a bit. So yeah, I'm definitely going to keep this list around, and I'm going to listen to these songs at some point. And yeah, why not? So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Let me know some other 10-minute songs that are over 10 minutes, I should say, from any other bands, and I definitely would be interested in hearing those. I'm talking metal bands specifically, preferably not uh, drone stuff or sludge or anything like that. Something that's more progressive, something like that. That's fine. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.